I was with a man for 4 years that claimed to love me, but really he didn't like me. And here's what that type of relationship looks like. Number one, he will always find something to complain about regarding you. It could be about your clothing, how you style your hair, how you do your makeup, or the color you wear on your nails. And he doesn't have to complain with disgust in his tone every time. Sometimes it would be masked as coming from a place of quote unquote love. My ex will have something to say about the most insignificant shit. Red nail polish was for old women. One time I decided to try blush for the first time and he asked me why I put it on and told me it reminds him of his grandmother. My shorts and skirts were always too short, and he actually would not allow me to wear them unless he was around. He had to be going with me wherever I was going in order for me to be able to wear a skirt or shorts. My cooking could always be just a little bit better. If I didn't kiss him just right, it was a problem. It was exhausting to say the least, but I just thought I needed that much improvement. Number two, whenever I asked him about what he loved about me, he always started with my looks. That seemed to be the only thing he liked and loved about me. He would also mention things I did for him and seemed to praise me the most when I catered to him in some form. Never any compliments about who I was as a person. He literally only loved the way I looked and how I loved him. Number three, he wasn't supportive of my dreams and goals. He wasn't supportive of anything that was for my benefit only. I feel like he was threatened by that. Once I signed up for volunteer work to go to a shelter for the youth, and he asked me why did I want to do that. Number four, he would do nice things for me, but then demand when I was going to return the favor. When I was with him, my money was tied up in making my car payments, and I wasn't making much, so I didn't have much to spend on us. So he would pay for dates. He knew my money situation, but would still demand I pay for something. I would even ask that we just not go out. He refused and just told me to pitch in more. Number five, he would get me gifts and do nice things for me sometimes. So I thought that meant he liked me. I would let those times cancel out the bad times. When a man truly loves you and likes you though, his love and admiration will be evident daily and not just when it's time to give gifts for birthdays and holidays. It will be seen in the same daily things that he does that considers you and your happiness and well-being. Only being nice to you on special occasions is for show and his personal benefit. I was young when I was dating him. This dynamic felt similar to the one in my household growing up, so he felt like quote unquote home. I thought since he wanted to commit to me, gave me attention, and told me he loves me, that was enough. I wasn't the most confident, so I fell into the trap of believing I wasn't good enough and needed to make the changes he would suggest. I was confused by the love mixed in with the hate he had for me. And I was under the impression that I just needed to try harder to make the relationship work. But the relationship work is not solely on one person. It's a team effort. It's two people working together. And what's crazy is each time I tried to leave him, he would beg for me not to. He would even cry. That confused me too, because I'm like, he's always complaining about something I'm not doing right, yet each time I attempt to walk away, he begs for me to stay. Make it make sense. I eventually did leave, of course, and I've chronicled that relationship in my book, Toxic Ex Chronicles Junk, which is the first of a 3-part memoir series, which can be found on Amazon, and it is rated like 4.7 stars, I believe, right now. And I talk about it all in there. I mean, everything. And a lot of women have came to me and said that it helped them to determine if what they were in was a toxic relationship, and it helped, and they saw themselves in me in that book, and that was the whole point of it. So it's now on Kindle Unlimited as well, so you can read for free if you have a Kindle Unlimited account, or you can just purchase the paperback as well. It's always linked in the description at my link tree. So let's talk about some of these points a bit more about when a man claims to quote unquote love you, but doesn't even like you. Some men will love you from a place of need, not because they actually love you. You may represent loyalty, safety, or just something they don't want to lose. But they don't actually enjoy your spirit, your essence, your aura, or your presence the way someone who truly likes you would. And whenever I would try to leave my ex, because he always had so many complaints about me, he would always cry and beg for me to stay and just lose his shit, basically. And it never makes sense to me. I'm like, you have all these grievances with me and you complain about me and you have nothing nice to say about me hardly. Why do you want me here if I'm such a poor excuse for a girlfriend? His words. And it was because he didn't want to lose the certain things that he found in me. He liked the idea of having me, but didn't actually like me. And what's confusing about a situation with a man that says he loves you but doesn't act like he likes you is that they will show up but not see you. They will stay and not leave you, but hardly ever speak to you with kindness. Connections like that lack tenderness and curiosity about who you are as a woman, as a person. It lacks the admiration that you may be looking for. And it's because they love the idea of you more than you. They love the idea of you, but don't actually like you. And then something else I experienced in that relationship was I felt like I was always walking on eggshells. I felt like I was always explaining myself or justifying what I wanted to do or what I liked. It was like in one sense, I was trying not to shrink and trying to like fight back, I guess, so to speak. But then in another sense, I would shrink because I was like confused if I should be the person that he wants me to be or that he's complaining that I'm not, or if I should just push to be myself. And so I walked on eggshells with that because I never knew which way to go with it. I just never felt I can fully be myself. He never really fully liked me for me. He just wanted me around. And I really felt like he just wanted me around because he liked how I looked with him. I find that men that claim to love you but don't really like you, they like to put on this front to the world and like keep up like this appearance. I felt like my ex just wanted me around because he liked how I looked. He liked that I was loyal to him. He liked that he just had someone to claim. He liked that he had someone to control even, I feel like. And so it wasn't really me that he liked. He liked everything on the surface about me and what it meant to have me. And that's it. And for me, I guess at that time in my life, I felt like that was enough. And it's really because I didn't really know who I was then. I was still finding myself and I just really wanted a relationship. And so the fact that I just really wanted a relationship, I settled for being loved and wanted around and being chosen, but not actually being liked in that relationship. Staying in a relationship like this where the man claims to love you but doesn't like you, it chips away at your self-esteem. It chips away at your self-worth. You start to wonder like if you're asking for too much when really you're asking for the bare minimum. And then you find yourself hiding parts of yourself just to avoid rejection and rebuttal from him or criticism from him. And you just don't feel safe in this relationship. You don't feel safe to be all of who you are because you're not being liked and admired for all of who you are. And I know a lot of you may be wondering and asking, why do men do that? Why would a man love you but not like you? And I feel like it's because they just see you as like a role. Maybe you're the mother of his kids, or maybe you're even married to him. Or like he likes to keep up this appearance and maybe you are attracted to him and he just wants to have a girlfriend on his arm that looks good and makes him look good. Or he wants to keep up the appearance to seem like he is like this great man that has this great girl on his arm. He wants to keep that going. He just sees you as like this role you're playing in his life and not as an actual person. And another thing I think that may be going on here is that they confuse loyalty or history with compatibility. It's like they want someone loyal to them and they like the history they may have with you. Maybe you have put in some time with them. And so for that, they feel like, okay, that you belong to them and you should stay together no matter what. And you should just tolerate it. And you should just be who he needs you to be. The other thing I feel like is that men like that just want someone to control. They're not really looking for a connection. They just want to control someone for their own selfish gain. A lot of these men like that have a lot of abandonment wounds, insecurities, and traumas from their childhood that they have not healed and worked through. And they may even have some mother wounds. And I feel like that's not talked about enough when it comes to men. It's always put on women that that's something that they need to heal through and that like men don't have those issues. But I feel like a lot of men basically resent their moms. And so when they get into a relationship with a woman, they are taking that pain out on her and they're resenting her and they don't just like women as a whole. Or maybe they had a misogynistic dad that disrespected women and then like women. And so it like taught him to look at women that way as well. It's like women is just being these objects or these beings. And men like that don't even call women women. They often would use terminology like female. It means that they don't like women. They're not gay. That's not me trying to say, oh, he's gay. It's like they don't like us. And it's just that they don't respect women. They don't see women as like their own being or having autonomy. So if you feel like you're in a connection with someone that is treating you this way, I want you to know that you do deserve better. You deserve to be liked and enjoyed for who you are. The right love feels like being seen and celebrated for who you are. It feels like being admired for who you are and genuinely deeply loved for who you are. Don't settle for anything less than that. So if this feels like you and feels like your current situation, maybe you've been confused since he wants you there and he keeps you there and he is there and choosing you, but he's not actually acting like he likes you, but he says he loves you. I know how that can be confusing and manipulative, but it's just chipping away at your self-esteem and your self-worth, and it's not going to get better. I want you to know that you do deserve better than that. And there is someone that will like and cherish you for all of who you are. Someone that will admire you. Someone that will love your aura, your presence, and just enjoy you and enjoy being around you. It can be that good. But you have to get away from that and detach from that and just set yourself free from that. There's nothing good that's going to come from that. There is better out there. And even if a better man doesn't come along right away, a better life for you can, to where you are living a life where you like yourself and you enjoy yourself and you're doing all the things that he has something to say about. That was one of the first things I did when I left that relationship. I started doing all the things that he wouldn't, quote unquote, allow me to do. And I just did everything I wanted. I remember right after that, I went and got black nail polish because he had something to say about that as well. And I remember I just started wearing my hair the way I liked, wearing clothing that I wanted. I just like freed myself from the bounds of the control that was in that relationship and just fully was myself. And that right there was healing for me. So when you leave, just do you unapologetically. You now have free will and free range to do whatever the hell you want, and you should. Definitely get into doing that before you get into another relationship. Like, get used to just living your life and doing you. And the right man will come along and revel in that and love that and enjoy that. And until he does, you're not going to settle, because it's going to be men that may try to do the same thing that won't really see you or like you. Don't settle for that. Don't go for that. Don't fall for that. Okay? Okay. So, I am going to post like a bonus YouTube episode that's going to talk about what it's like to be liked by a man and loved by a man, and what it feels like and what it looks like. And it's going to come from my own personal experience. So check that out as well on my YouTube channel only. So until the next podcast episode, girlfriends, peace out.